What does it take to drive a team to victory? I'm Penny Lane, and In the Driver's Seat starts now. Welcome to In the Driver's Seat, where each episode we take you on a journey into the lives of industry trailblazers and entrepreneurs who've carved their unique paths to success. In this episode, we get an inside look into the exciting world of motocross. Joining me today is Yarrive Konsky, Director of Honda Racing Australia. Hi, Yarrive.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great, thanks for coming on the show. So tell us about your role as Director of Honda Racing and how that started.
I started racing when I was 11.
Yeah.
And then from there, my love for the sport grew quite deeply. And in 2003, I got the opportunity to start working with Honda. And then in 2008, I feel quite blessed. I had the opportunity to take over their racing programs.
And how did that come about?
I was running riding schools throughout Australia.
Yeah.
We were coaching the next generation of champions. Myself and many other competitors who I competed with joined forces to create smart riding schools. And we worked with Honda quite closely on building champions, and then when the opportunity presented itself, they approached me. And I'd been working with them on several media campaigns and in other areas of business. And I had a lot to learn very quickly.
Did you?
And
what kind of things?
Staff.
Yeah.
How to look after more than just myself. You're very selfish when you're a racer.
Mm-hmm.
I raced most of my life. You're so focused on you. And I had to learn quite quickly how diverse people are and how important inclusivity is.
Yeah, because there's a lot of women racing now, isn't there, as well?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of women in motorsport. So whether they race or work in commentary, or I think we have directors at Honda, women directors. It sounds bad actually saying that we have women directors, like there shouldn't be, but yeah, I mean, we're quite focused. Honda's extremely focused on inclusion and cultural diversity. I think that helps the brand.
Yeah, tell us about the women's team.
We have a large women's program. We support, I think, 7 riders now, including a factory rider who rides underneath the factory program and is paid equally in bonus to the men.
Yeah.
So her performance is equally rewarded to the men, and so it should be, because she's putting in a massive effort. All of our riders, male and female, put in a massive effort. So yeah, Honda's been really supportive. We support young women coming through in our junior program through Lee Hogan. So yeah, collectively, Honda has a focus on women. They're grossly underrepresented in motorsport.
Yeah, okay. So tell us, what competitions do the team compete in?
We compete all over the world in motocross and supercross.
Yeah.
World Supercross Championship, American Motocross Championship, Australian Motocross Supercross Championship, American Supercross Championship, probably repeated myself a few times there, the Women's Motocross Championship, junior motocross competitions throughout the world. So yeah.
How old do you have to be to join the junior team?
You can start racing, I think. And my youngest brother, David, I think he started when he was 4. Maybe the age has been pushed up to 5.
Wow.
But yeah, kids are as young as 3 are on motorbikes. And I just think that's phenomenal. It teaches them so many skills so early.
Yeah, so much balance and so much,
hand-eye coordination, multitasking. Like, I don't think people give people in motorsport enough credit. You're using the clutch, the throttle, the front brake, the rear brake. And weight distribution is imperative in our sport to keep balance on the bike. You've only got 2 wheels.
Yeah.
So
I got my motorbike licence and it was tricky. It was really hard. I admire you. Now, you were a really good racer yourself, but it's come at a bit of a cost. How many bones have you broken all up?
Yeah, I was okay. My injuries would argue and beg to differ. I think I've broken like 30 bones. I've had 18 operations. Everything still works. I'm thankful for that. I don't want to say it's inevitable.
Yeah.
A lot of people in our sport don't get injured, but some of the crashes I've had have caused major breaks.
Yeah, I'm really keen to find out what drives people, especially you. Had you always seen yourself as a head of Honda racing?
I mean, yeah, I mean, we can all dream. You know, the opportunity to get this job is one in a million. I definitely saw myself in sport or some leadership role. I think that came at a young age when I played footy.
Okay.
The importance of a team and building the cultural vibe that you need to lift people up to be the best they can possibly be, something I've strived to be involved in from my riding schools that we started when I was younger to a publication that I had. It's about building a real team of people that share the same vision, and you know that's led me to Honda. And yeah, I mean, I constantly say it, but I feel blessed to do what I do, and no matter what I do in life, I want to be around building people up to being great.
Yeah,
you know, I think that's something that you learn in sport. I think every kid should do sport.
So with the Motocross of Nations, have we got a good chance in Australia of winning this year?
I think we've got the best chance we've ever had.
Do you? Why?
We've got two young kids in America, Jet Lawrence and Hunter Lawrence, who are basically running 1 and 2 in America. They came from Europe, where the World Motocross Championship is, and the mecca of our sport is in America. I mean, both.
Is that where the big prize money is?
Jet and Hunter would be between $5 and $15 million a year.
Wow. Going
into next season with how strong they are, US. So it's phenomenal. And Jet's only 20. And I think he's won like 49 races in a row, something like 4 championships. And like I said, he's 20.
Yeah.
Parents sold everything up to literally sold everything to move overseas. And then there's a young rider that rides for us, Kyle Webster.
Yeah, I hear he's one to watch.
Yeah, he's good. He's like family. He's been racing for me, I think, now 6 years. So it's like having a son.
Yeah. Have you given him any good nuggets of advice?
Yeah, don't crash. We have a great relationship. It's a very honest relationship. You know, he can tell me where I need to improve if we're falling behind, and you can take for granted good results. Yeah. So we keep each other alert with what's needed to be at the top. He's currently leading the Australian Championship, and
that's brilliant.
Yeah, I think we've got a strong chance, the strongest chance we've had in a very long time.
As the mum of a boy, motor racing is so cool, but what advice would you give to mums that are worried about the kids getting into that kind of sport? And dads, obviously.
I think everything I've learnt through reading and applying the things that my dad taught me and my mum taught me is that to do things properly, first you need to plan. I see a lot of parents take their kids into sport and literally just throw them into the swimming pool and say, okay, now swim. And I think what's really important in sport, in life, in business, is having the right people around you to teach you to be the best you can be and give you direction and advice from the failings that you've had. So I think the best advice I could give parents is to make sure that they take their children, male and female, boys and girls, to riding schools, to be surrounded by people that have once been great, that want to pass on their knowledge. And I think that applies to every sport, and I think that's what we see, what I've learned, you know, through Phelps. When you read his book about, I think at the age of 8, he was swimming. So in a swimming pool with coaches. If you want to be great at something, you need to apply the lessons learnt by the people who have failed.
Yeah.
And you only can do that through great coaches. So yeah, I think it's important that parents take their kids to school.
Yeah, and how do you build that resilience in kids, you know, when they don't win or they're not very good at motorbike racing? How do you build that resilience?
I think it's through encouragement.
Yeah.
I've seen the ugliness in sport, not just in motorsport, but in sport in general. When I played footy when I was younger to racing motocross, I wish my dad was a little bit more forceful.
Yeah.
He's the kind of guy that would just care if I had hot food. And then I've seen some parents who are too forward with their children and don't understand that each child reacts differently. In fact, Penny, that was one of the biggest things I had to learn, is that when I started as a team manager, director of racing, is that every one of my riders reacts differently.
Yeah.
You know, one of them needs a hug, the other one needs to be grabbed by the helmet and reminded that they're the best, and the other one just needs a little bit of encouragement. So really learn to understand how to get the best out of an athlete. Obviously it's being your child, and remember that through failing, you're going to get better. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be a champion, but you're going to get better. And if you apply those principles and teach kids that that's what happens when you fail, you pick yourself back up, you learn to be better again, they're going to be the best version of themselves when they're older.
Yeah, now you mentioned Carl Webster before, the one to watch. What can you tell us about what's in store for him this year?
Well, he's leading the championship. We try and minimise our mistakes. You know, unfortunately, when you fall on a bike, you either can get hurt or you lose time. And you're racing against 40 of the best riders in the country every weekend that we line up behind the gate. So, you know, I think it was Roger Federer that said you can't be perfect. And I've been at fault of telling people you need to be perfect because you can't afford mistakes. What I'm learning is you need to be present, and we talk about being present in the moment and being in control of what you have right in front of you, not what's 10 corners ahead or the next lap. So we're really focusing on that right now, and he's applying that, and yeah, we're doing the best we can, and we do that every weekend. We go to the track, and yeah, hopefully we come away champions.
Yeah, I hope you do. Now, have Honda got any new bikes coming out?
Each year we have new models coming out. I think what's exciting in our sport is electric bikes. They're being developed. I don't know if we'll see a Honda electric motocross bike for another 2 or 3 years, but that's exciting. That exposes us to new people, new consumers, which is great. It's always great to get new people on board. We've got the 2025 model CRF, which we're excited about. There are some great changes to that bike, and we've been working closely with Honda Japan and American Honda on making sure that we're well adversed as to what the changes are and to be prepared for them. But that motorcycle is really exciting. It's currently leading the World Motocross Championship.
Brilliant.
And yeah, we'll get that in a few months. So that's exciting for us.
So just really quickly, we're running out of time. There's loads more questions I want to ask you. But what's next for you?
Yeah, great question. I don't know. I'm living in the moment.
Good way to be. Thanks for joining me, Yarrive. In the Driver's Seat is brought to you by the Perfect Cosmetics Company. Join me next time to learn more from industry legends about how you can take the wheel and steer your life in the right direction.
You're watching Ticker. We'll have more in just a few minutes.